very good afternoon, students. In this particular session of human values and professional ethics, we will actually talk about professional ethics in the light of right understanding. So, like in the earlier chapter, we have already seen how that right understanding provides us the basis for universal human values and definite ethical human conduct. So, now we are going to go further because you are in a professional course. So you have to understand that what is actually ethics? What is the meaning of ethics actually? So it has been indicated repeatedly. You can say that the right understanding is not merely an intellectual exercise, but it is at the level of realization which is reflected in your thought, your behavior, your work, and your participation in the larger order. In other words, you can also say that it has to be a part and parcel of a person's day-to-day life. So it has to be self-aware every moment for this. This right understanding naturally leads to the development of ethical competence of an individual. Now, if we talk about profession, what is a profession? Actually, profession is a significant domain of the human activity which is targeted towards the participation in the larger order, which includes their society and the nature that is around you. So, it is very meaningful participation for each one in one or more of the domains of human endeavor that is needed for a harmonious society. So, of this, one important domain happens to be in the form of production and production related activities. So, it also makes available the necessary physical facility, or you can say livelihood, for oneself and one's family. Here one actually has to interact with other human beings as well as the other units of the nature also. So through professional education, one acquires the specific skills and scientific knowledge in order to make this contribution in the larger order. So you can say that profession means is a means of earning one's livelihood, but also helps the person to participate in the larger order, that is the society and the nature around. But the general perception in which the professions are presently looked at, actually it is in terms of earning more and more money. So, professional ethics can be seen as the code of ethical conduct of the profession. Ethical conduct of profession implies the right utilization of one's professional skills in the larger order towards the fulfillment of the comprehensive human goal. So, therefore, it is expected that a competent professional should carry out his profession with right understanding, commitment, so that the effort is actually for the human welfare, that is conducive to the happiness and prosperity of all, and also to the enrichment of rest of the nature. However, you will be able to achieve this. It is very essential to develop the value competence or the ethical competence in the human being along with the requisite skills and scientific knowledge. But current in the current situation, actually, what is happening that there is an increasing thirst on sophistication of the professional skills, and most of the effort in education is actually directed towards this objective only. So there is hardly an emphasis on developing the ethical competence, which is acquired through appropriate value education. So it can be appreciated that the a significant implication of the right understanding is to develop the ethical competence, whereby an individual is able to manifest ethical conduct in all the walks of life, including his profession as well. So the issues that are pertaining to this unethical conduct of profession is presently becoming a matter of widespread concern. With increase in the skills and the availability of sophisticated technologies, what is happening, and that a large scale networking of harnessing the skills, the human beings have acquired tremendous power to influence the lives of their fellow beings as well as the state of nature on this planet. So, in such a situation, what is happening that it is becoming more all the more crucial to ensure the ethical utilization of the professional capabilities. Another important aspect which is contributing to augment the competence for professional ethics is the development of holistic vision with regard to technology, production systems, and management techniques. And so, if we look at the driving ethos in the present times, it is noticed that the main thrust all around is towards the so-called economic development, which in practice essentially reduces to widespread tendencies towards wealth accumulation of profit maximization and proliferation of physical facility. So, in the prevailing worldview, these are imagined to be the means to achieve happiness and prosperity. So as a result, most of the skills, technologies, and resources get harnessed in this direction. So this is creating multiple global maladies as well as contradiction and dilemma at various levels. So the globalization of this trend is already resulting in hazardous consequences. Hence, it is becoming increasingly urgent to rectify the situation, and this can be done effectively only through the development of right understanding. So, if we talk about profession in the context with the comprehensive human goal, any profession is a mode of participation by human beings in the larger order in pursuance of the comprehensive human goal. So, in this process, one is able to contribute towards the livelihood of one's family and is also able to participate in the larger order, consisting the society and the nature around. All these activities do require a certain degree of skill or knowledge, you can say, the competence, and are expected to be performed in consonance with the comprehensive human goal. Then only these will be conducive to the sustained welfare of the individual as well as the society. So, the excellence or the success of any professional activity has to be judged from this comprehensive point of view only and not in terms of merely wealth generation. So, and secondly, in this profession, it is not only a means of earning one's livelihood but also means of one's evolution by appropriate participation in the larger order. So, it is an important activity to authenticate one's understanding, whereby we can interact with other human beings and with the rest of the nature in a very mutually fulfilling manner. So, the comprehensive human goal demands the fulfillment of all the four objectives, namely the resolution and harmony in the individual, the prosperity in the family, the trust in the society, and coexistence with the nature. Now, if we talk about ensuring the ethical competence, sorry, so having after you have understood the profession in the right and perspective, we must demarcate what we mean by developing the value competence and the ethical competence of an individual, which is an effective way to ensure professional ethics. In the absence of such a competence, administering those and prescribing the codes of conduct becomes mere formalities. So let us try to visualize as to why a person acts unethically. It is primarily because of lack of correct understanding about the happiness and the prosperity. Mm. If a person views happiness in terms of maximization of sensory enjoyment and prosperity in terms of accumulation of the physical facilities, then the motivation actually comes becomes that of wealth maximization only. And he wants to earn more and more physical facilities because it is his understanding that if he earns more and more money or gains more and more profit, it will lead him to happiness. So it leads to more and more unethical practices as these seem to cater well to the above misconceived notions of happiness. So immediate attractiveness of the outcome of such pursuits tend to make people adhere to wrong notion firmly. So, as many other people around seem to be following the same path and apparently gaining from it. So, this is believed to be a very pragmatic policy actually. So, and it is people are thinking this and is that this is the way of living. So, in this context, the ethical consideration appear to be too idealistic follow in real life. So, already mentioned the development of ethical competence is a long-term process to be achieved through appropriate value education. As profession is only a subset of the life activities, the competence in professional ethics will only be one of the manifestations of one's right understanding. Now, if we talk about the ethics, this definitiveness of human conduct in terms of values, policies, and characters is actually termed as ethics. So, the ethics in the living of an individual can be imbibed only through inculcation of values, policies, and character, and this is possible through the process of ensuring right understanding through self exploration. So, ethical conduct of profession implies the right and utilization of one's professional skills towards the fulfillment of the comprehensive human goal. A person mostly acts unethically because he has the wrong understanding about the pursuit of happiness and prosperity. So, to have competence, there should be clarity about the comprehensive human goal. The human goal should be clear and its fulfillment should be through universal human order towards the world family. And one should have confidence in self as well as confidence in the harmony, the coexistence, and the self regulation in the entire existence. There should be mutually fulfilling behavior, clarity and confidence in ethical human conduct, competence of mutually enriching interaction with nature, ability to assess the needs for physical facilities for the family, and their fulfillment through production system ensuring harmony in the nature, and competence of actualizing one's understanding in real life. Now, if we talk about the salient characteristics of uh, ethical competence, it can be summarized like there should be clarity about the comprehensive human goal. That is, there should be right understanding and right feeling in the individual, prosperity in the family, trust in the society, and coexistence with the nature. And this implies that one is working for the comprehensive human goal and not just for the economic goal or maximization of profits through one's profession. Secondly, there should be confidence in oneself as well as confidence in the harmony, coexistence, and self regulation. And so, these are the various characteristics that there should be in ethical competence. If we talk about the professional ethics, it means to develop professional competence with ethical human conduct. So, ethical human conduct means definitiveness of human conduct. Ethical human conduct is the foundation of professional ethics. The only effective way to ensure professional ethics is through correct appraisal and systematic development of ethical competence in the professional. So, profession is a significant domain of human activity targeted towards participating in the larger order, which includes the society and nature around. Now, if we talk about the competence in the professional ethics, professional ethics means to develop professional competence with ethical human conduct. Developing ethical competence in the individual is the only effective way to ensure professional ethics. The development of ethical competence is a long term process to achieve through appropriate value education. So, as profession is only a subset of the life activities, the competence in profession will only be the manifestation of one's right understanding. And if we characterize the ethical competence, there should be clarity about comprehensive human goal, that is Samadhan, Samriddhi, Abhay, Astitva, and its fulfillment through universal human order. There should be confidence in oneself. There should be mutual fulfillment, mutually fulfilling behavior. There should be mutually enriching interaction with the nature. As self-sufficient in fulfillment of physical needs, ability to assess the needs for physical facilities for the family, and their fulfillment through production system, ensuring harmony in the nature. In the light of these, one acquires the ability to identify and develop appropriate people-friendly and eco-friendly technologies and production systems. Now, if we talk about the current scenario, in currently the issues in professional ethics are becoming very complex. The unethical practices are rapidly increasing, and so their impact is also becoming far reaching. Corruption in multifarious manifestations is actually affecting all the professions. It has become more like a virus. Similarly, other unethical practices are also proliferating and getting out of control. So it is appearing as if the human ingenuity is being increasingly harnessed to devise newer and subtler ways to thwart the ethical conduct of profession, to twist the laws and to beat the system. So, a good number of people have started nurturing the feeling that with money, everything can be accomplished. Any person can be purchased and any system can be bent to one's advantage. So, as a result of this particular epidemic of unethical practices, we're frequently coming across serious scams. There are major economic offenses, kickbacks, and large scale purchase. These are also manifesting in the forth of hawala and benami transactions. So, in fact, leading to a parallel black market economy. So, lapses on the part of big organizations in ethical conduct of profession have led to large-scale disasters. You have must have heard about the Bhopal cluster disaster, the Chernobyl disaster, which have endangered the public life and property and caused serious degradation to the environment. So the menace is actually becoming more serious as unethical policies are adopted collectively by the large industries, the cartels, the MNCs, and even national governments. As a result, there is a lot of legitimization of these unethical policies. We're projecting them to be in the interest of large group of people. So we also observe strong influence being exercised by various such groups, which are frequently referred to as drug mafia, builder mafia, arms mafia by the media. Such vested interest groups lobby together and destabilize the economies and even the governments at different times. So, actually, you can say that the corruption has affected all the professions. There is a feeling that with money you can buy everything. Unethical conduct of of the bigger organizations that have actually created large scale disasters. And corruption is in there is in the multiple forms and at the various levels. Tax evasion is there, misappropriation and misuse of public funds is there, misleading propaganda, unethical advertisement and sales promotions are there, cutthroat competition is there, adulteration is there, hoarding and overcharging is there, exploiting the weakness of consumers through various enticements is done, endangering the health and safety of the public at large is done. So, what can be the various corrective measures? The various corrective measures that can be taken forward is that the promoting the awareness about the professional ethics in people by introducing new courses, refresher programs, and case studies. Administering oaths and prescribing codes of ethical conduct for specific professional disciplines. Setting up mechanisms for intensive audit inspection and monitoring the activities. Framing more stringent law with harder punishment for professional offences. Promoting transparency in professional working system through mechanisms like right to information. Carrying out sting operations and widely publicizing serious lapses in ethical conduct or professional activities through the media. Encouraging whistleblowing by individual or groups. However, ethical competence by transforming the consciousness of the professionals through right understanding will do wonders actually. So, these are the various corrective measures that one can take. Then, what are the inherent contradictions and dilemmas and the resolutions? So, we can understand more clearly through examples how the contradictions and dilemmas are inherently generated by the prevailing worldview, in which wealth maximization is perceived with the prime objective. In such a paradigm, your loss is my gain. Thus, the other person's happiness seems to be in conflict with my happiness. So, in that case, the other people have to be exploited for one gain affluence, and there is no possibility of mutual fulfillment in a sustainable way. In the same way, exploitation of nature also becomes acceptable as it helps a person to accumulate wealth easily, and there is no limit to this. Take the example of business circles. Whenever there is a scarcity of commodity due to, say, maybe monsoon failure or other natural disasters or wars, the people in general are in distress and need succor. So, how in such a situation? In such a situation, what is happening? That the businessmen are actually endowed with materialistic worldview, well, and will feel elated and look at this as an opportunity to maximize more and more profits. They feel that the market is improving and they should take the maximum advantage of it, even accentuate it by hoarding and black marketing to serve their objective. Thus, the interests of such businessmen and the consumers in general come in direct conflict, while in reality they are expected to be mutually complementary. In a similar way, unethical practices like adulteration is there, spurious production is there, are also adopted in an attempt to increase, albeit at the cost of greatly endangering public health and safety. So these are actually the contradiction and dilemmas. So what can be the resolution? You have to understand what can be the resolution for all these things. So you can say that the increase of unethical practices in various professions, the contradiction and dilemmas are primarily made due to the prevailing worldview focusing on profit maximization. So the resolution of all these contradictions and dilemmas can only come through right understanding. So we can make similar visualizations for each profession, whereby the motivations of profit maximization eventually lead to unethical practices of various dimensions. And the very objective of the profession in contributing towards the common good becomes destroyed towards the larger order. So, with all this, a continuous contradiction is actually existing, persisting every time in the minds of such people, as these unethical processes are not naturally acceptable to anyone. They create tension and anxiety at the personal level, and one is attempting to adopt dual personality in terms of trying to appear to be ethical and in reality acting in a different way. There is a need to hit the nail on the head. The resolution of all these contradictions and dilemmas can only come through right understanding. So, for today's class, students, this much is that the topic is this much. In the next class, we'll be starting with another topic. Okay, students, so I'll stop it over here. Thank you, students. We'll meet in the next class.